Hello, everybody. Surprise. Here I am. It's not Wednesday morning. It is Friday morning. But I really thought it'd be good to come and say hello. And this is also something my wonderful friend Nancy suggested. There are some questions or a question that caught our attention that I wasn't able to get to on Wednesday. So Nancy and I are going to have a conversation. Hi, Nancy.
Good morning, Cherry. And I also wanted to celebrate the last day of August. For many people, this is the last weekend of summer. And so it's really kind of a time, for me anyway, I've always considered this the beginning of the year because of going to school forever and ever and ever, right? And so for many people, this is kind of the beginning of the year for them. And what a good time for us to do a little special conversation about an opportunity to go in what direction. We had a question that I totally missed on Wednesday, and I think that was on purpose so that we could do this special time.
You know, this is it. As many times these things do happen because there is a divine plan or divine timing. And we would not have been able to address this question in the same way, using the same amount of time because of the limits we have on Wednesday.
Plus the limits that we had with your needing to get some sleep on Wednesday.
Yes, yes. I was kind of useless on Wednesday.
No, you just kind of ran out of steam.
That's true. And so you're right. I did. I ran out of steam.
So we've got full steam ahead and, that was bad. Full steam ahead.
But you know that this is the way things come up, especially when I'm talking with Nancy or somebody else, because that statement that I put out there, I was kind of useless, is something that I have been using since as long as I remember because I had been taught that. And our topic was about self-care on Wednesday. And so here I was taking care of myself. And what did it make me? Even though, we look at this and go, no, that's not the real meaning, but that is actually the subtle inner meaning. By not doing, I was being useless. By taking and doing self-care, I was being useless. Interesting how all of these little things occur. All of those little sayings, and we think, oh, they mean nothing. And they mean a bunch. So I was really useful on Wednesday because I took care of myself.
I demonstrated what you were talking about.
Yes, demonstrated self-care.
Good. So the question, and it's a question that many people have, and again I say this is a perfect time, to me anyway, the beginning of the year, the beginning of the school year, the beginning of the end of the summer, the beginning of returning to life, normal life. And so Heidi asked, I have the opportunity to go in any direction as far as what I want to be when I grow up. And she says she's 46. I'm much older than that, and I can relate to what she's saying as well. I love doing many different things. Do you have any insight on what you think I will be doing in the future for work? Perhaps offer me a little guided push in the right direction. I am so confused and lost. Thank you in advance. I think that this is not just Heidi. Many of us feel the calling that we've got a purpose or a calling or a mission or just something in us, and we don't know what to do. Help us.
This is one of those sentences that or paragraphs that I would take apart beginning with the first sentence. Starting right there, I have the opportunity to do whatever I want to do. All I'm going to say there is, yay, you. Good. That's perfect. And then it goes on to say, what was the next sentence? Because this is, what should I do when I grow up?
Yes.
What does growing up mean to people? Does anybody really know what that means other than what you're taught about quit using your imagination, don't be a child, you've got to get responsible, you need to do this, grow up. Really? What if we don't grow up, we just continue to grow? That takes out all of the requirements, and it allows us to do, as Heidi said in her first sentence, anything we choose to do because it's adding to us. We are growing. There's no one specific space or place you're meant to go. And some people are holding their breath again with this idea of, oh my goodness, I can do anything I want to do. How freeing is that?
Yes, but it's a lot of responsibility too.
Okay.
I want you, Sherry, to tell me what I should be doing.
There's another one. Is what should you do? That's old training. Should, have to, must do, need to. That all of those are old training. They take you completely out of your power. Why not sit with yourself? And we discussed going to your heart, sitting in there peacefully and asking what you choose to do, what you desire to do, what you want to do. What is, where does that kind of fall off, that none of that's taken into account? Oh, there goes somebody's voice gets cut off when they go, and I'm not kidding, it just hit right there and stopped when it comes to them choosing, desiring or wanting. There again, a lot of old training when we're little that says, you need to do what you're told. I know better than you what's good for you. Shh, stop it. I told you what to do. We have that stuff running around our head. Yet to really be empowered is sit with yourself, honor who you are, and ask, what is it I choose to do? What brings me joy? Not this idea of receiving praise or having to be the top at the pile, or, you always have to keep doing. It's like, what brings me joy? What is it I desire? Where are my interests? And why do I step away from empowering who I am by having somebody else say, you do this? It also says if it doesn't work out, then it's their fault, not mine, because they told me to do it. And this is all of this stuff is good stuff. It shows that old training, the old thinking, but how you're not supporting who you are. Where do you feel as if you do what you choose, you desire to do, you're letting everybody else down, or they aren't going to accept it? I am living proof of doing what I choose to do, I desire to do, and for the most part, my family thinking I was nuts, and they weren't supporting it. Yet, when you do it with joy and you do it with passion, it's amazing how those people all of a sudden look and go, well, maybe it wasn't such a bad idea after all. So Heidi,
how does this fit in with loving yourself?
It fits perfectly in there. It's the first building block of loving yourself. Stopping, honoring who you are, giving to you. And as you do this, oh my gosh, do you know how you just grow and flower? You just beam out light when you support who you are. And you notice this isn't going into the ego and saying, well, if I do this, it's going to make me that, and I'm going to earn lots of money, and I'll be at the top of the world, blah, 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 blah. I'm so technical sometimes. What can I say? Instead, it's going in and saying, who am I? How may I honor who I am and love and support who I am? And as I do this, it not only benefits me, it benefits outside of me. See, that steps out of ego. And by the way, I am not one of those that believe that we came into this physical world to get away from the ego physical selves we've chosen to be. I am not that person. I am the person that is saying, hold it. In the wisdom of all that we are, we chose these beautiful vessels and the ego that goes along with it, and it supports our soul advancement. It's not to be got rid of. It's to bring more of our light, of our essence into us, and let that be here with us now and love it. Love all of it. Not just the piece you think's perfect up here, because this is perfect down here too. Or out here, or off there. We always go up and down, early training again. It's up here is heaven, down here is just earth. So, there's some more to that question. Wasn't there, Nancy? Or was there?
Okay. Insight on what you think I will be doing in the future for work. Perhaps a little guided push in the right direction. So some specificity for Heidi, if you have it.
Well, and see, there's that note, the right direction. It's a question what you've been told is right or wrong. Who's right? Who's wrong? What direction do you choose to go in? First of all, Heidi, I will see, because I do this sort of thing, is say it's in a place filled with creativity where you're able to add your input, let your ideas come up. You do not want to be sitting off in a corner somewhere typing. That's not who you are. Get in there and add to it. I see people around you. It does feel, I'm supposed to tell you you have an advanced degree in life, so use it. Where's your specialties? What are your interests? What do you want to use to affect not only your life positively, but others? I see children around you, but I see you getting to laugh and play and add to things. And this is a time you've been waiting for. And we get to throw that I'm 46 out the window. Yes, I get hung up on age. I am trained, and I do have to go. Oh, have to. Ooh, I have to. It is very good for me. Notice I catch myself when I say these things too. To remember our chronological age is just that, a chronological age. It isn't anything that defines us other than in a physical world. Don't let this idea of being a certain age stop you from doing anything you choose to do, anything you desire to do. Let it be fun. So it's, let's put it this way, Heidi, you're at this point in your life in which you can do anything you desire to do. And you have the absolute right to sit with yourself and ask, what is it you love? What adds joy to your life? What adds laughter to your life? What do you want to share with others? And then let it come into your life. Sit down, write out your abilities, your strengths. You're just this amazing person. Oh my gosh, I'm tapping into Heidi now, and I have permission because she wrote me a question. And you're just glowing. And that's perfect, because that glow, touches others. You could be digging ditches and sending out energy to the world of love. And guess what? You're doing absolutely what you desire to do. Or you could be a clerk in a retail store, just greeting people and helping them and, showing love and all of this and doing absolutely what you're meant to do. Or, and those are just two ideas. People say, oh, that's not much. A ditch digger and a clerk. Well, I'm not crazy about digging ditches. It's hard work. Built my muscles. Anyway, but it's to give the idea you don't have to be standing up at a podium. You don't have to be speaking to the masses. You're still sending your energy out in a way that supports and honors yourself and mankind. I just keep seeing children around you. What do you want to do that includes children and bringing them support and information, And I see that being outdoors is really good for you, For whatever reason, they just gave an image of Lewis and Clark going down the river, the Columbia, to get to a certain point. And I understand this is not what you're going to do. It's symbolic of let yourself go on the journey and see what comes to you. Let it be that adventure, that exploration of you, and let that create where the outcome is. It's all good.
I just wanted to say a thing about the age thing that you talked about a minute ago. Yesterday we celebrated the passing of Louise Hay. She died a year ago yesterday. She started Hay House Publishing when she was 60. So 46, Heidi, you're pretty young.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I don't know, for whatever reason, I didn't hear what that last part of you said, Nancy, but
I said Louise Hay started Hay House Publishing when she was 60.
Okay. There
it is.
There we go. There's your mic. Yeah, that one I got in real time. Well, and that's it. But if people look at me as this shift in this position didn't happen until I was after 50. I'm 62 now. And who knows which direction I will go, in the future. It's not attaching it to the age. It's like, let's let this be our life adventure. So,
Do you have any process or suggestion for people who want to go within and find their own answers? We ask you questions every week, and that's what you're here, why we're doing what we're doing. But at the same time, people have within them their own answers, and yet we don't either know how or want to know how to find them for ourselves. Do you have some guidance for people?
Okay, get in your canoe. You be the Lewis and Clark of your own life. By that I mean it's time to be present with you. It does mean taking time for yourself. Sit down. There's many people who say, I'm so busy, I have to do this, that, and the other for everyone else. Yet, give yourself at least a half hour each day or longer just to sit with yourself. Journal it out. What is going on with you? What is it you want? And don't judge it. Don't criticize it. Let this just be information about you coming from the inner parts of you out. Start asking about, questioning those old teachings and trainings that you've had. When I work with people, when I tap into them, I hear the old trainings they've had, those old reprimands, the old traumas that stuff them, that say, I have to stay here because I'm safe here. And we're also told in our life, if it's uncomfortable, get the heck away from it. Well, the thing about it is, you keep attracting in the same old until you finally go into those places of discomfort and look at them, honor them, see what the message is in them, and then love yourself all the way through that discomfort, and you come out on the other side. Remember, your life begins with you. Always. Always. And this is something I'm so serious about for people, or compassionate, I don't know what word I want there, a word, is our world, for the most part, teaches us that we live from the outside and it comes in. And in truth, our world outside of us starts from right here inside of us. So the more that we come to see and understand who we are, the more we love that aspect of who we are, and allow it to be grace here in the physical world, our world outside of us changes. And a lot of people go through fear the moment that happens, because once you make those inner changes, the outside world reflects that. And it cannot always be comfortable. People fall away, jobs get lost, you move, whatever, and then people go, oh my God, I must have done it wrong. No, it's what does not align with you any longer, what doesn't match your frequency any longer, falls away. It doesn't mean those people who have dropped off won't come back. Some will. It doesn't mean that career that you lost won't be replaced by something that supports you even more, because it will, or the home or whatever. And so it's not reacting to the changes that occur outside of yourself as you go inside. Sit with yourself. Find out who you are, not what you've been told or who you've been told you are or who you've been told you should be. It's time to start having an honest conversation with yourself. I've been telling people for years and years and years now, and this is something my group sent in. It's time to become your own best friend. And I just saw a Facebook thing about this the other day, and I posted on it on my Facebook. I took it and put it on my business page, because it's a message I've been giving people for almost 10 years, and it's becoming more and more reinforced. It's to be your own best friend. Stop and listen to you. Support who you are. What would you tell your best friend when they're going through whatever? How would you support them? Well, give that back to yourself. We're told that, gosh, if we think of ourselves, we're just being selfish, greedy, self-centered, and all this. And so we get forgotten in our own worlds. Yet, you are the most important thing in your own world. So be your own best friend. So many people are afraid that if they honor who they are, love who they are, or take time for themselves, then they're doing something wrong, that they'll forget everybody else. I don't get that. I don't know why people think that. And that's because when you really step in and honor who you are, when you really love who you are, you open up to the world. You become kinder. You become more compassionate. You're not out there trying to get the things and the this. You're here. You're living in a space of love. And that just emanates from you. You have more patience for your children, your spouses. You have more interest in the work you do. And why? Because you finally recognize the value in who you are. This is what you're here to do, children of Earth. You're here to see the value of you. You're here to love all that you are. You're here to be present in the identity of you. Honor yourselves, love yourselves, find what it is yours that is important to you. That is how you grace this life. That is how you flow. Have you ever noticed when you're doing what you have been told you must do, should do, have to do, you meet obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and you do not feel the joy in any that you are doing, and that is because you're disconnected from it. Yet once you say, I am here to live my life in a way that honors and supports me, you will find the goodness of life comes to you, and the goodness of you goes to life. So joy, children, love, children, the self. And again, we do state so that many do not become or misinterpret, because there has been some misinterpretation when we say children. You are as old as we, and we as old as you. Yet you have chosen to be children of earth, children of the universe, the children of Source. So you see, that is what we mean. Be the blessing in your life. As you are the blessing in your life, then you are blessing others in their life. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do, Miss Heidi? Let it be a joyful journey. Take time to play as if you're a child again, to sing and dance and laugh. Open the doors of your imagination, and for each can't that comes to your mind of why you shouldn't do something, laugh like the child you used to be, and see the wonder in the direction you're choosing to go. It's time your child came forward, and that is why the children kept being shown in the imagery of the mind. Your inner child knows who you are and what it is you desire to do. So strip away the 46 and go back down to 6. Apply the 96 and go back down to 9. What about 12 and what were her desires? Let it be a fun-filled, joy-filled, magnificent journey. Notice how, for you can feel us as we are speaking to you, how light you feel in this moment, how carefree you feel, and how unstoppable you feel. Take that forward and use it in your life. And there you go.
I think we've done it, Cherry. People have asked questions, and I'm sorry we're not going to get to them, although Ava, her mom just passed away, and she just wanted a message to her that she loves her.
Oh my goodness, all I heard was, hi, yeah, I can see you. Ava, of course she loves you and you love her. Pay attention to the clouds. She's moving those clouds around a little bit. So she hears your heart, feels your heart, and she knows that you'll miss doing the things you did together, but she has not left you. So there you go, sweetie.
All right. And anyone else that has asked a question, please post it on Monday or Tuesday so that we can capture it next week. And we're getting a lot of questions now, so we don't always get to everybody's, but we certainly want to do the best we can.
And, you know, here's something I'm putting out there, because in this format, there is no way for me to go extremely deep into a session. I can only skim over the top. And that leaves some people feeling a little lacking. Well, as it happens, I have dear friends who have a son that is in the hospital in intensive care, and he's been in a coma for almost 2 weeks now, an induced one due to seizures. And it's getting very expensive for them. So for me, I have chosen for September 1st through the 15th, and I will be posting this, to offer $20 off of a 1-hour session. Excuse me, I'm saying this wrong. I'm saying it wrong. I get very emotional. See, I'm attached to people. Is to donate $20 from every 1-hour reading to his GoFundMe fund, and $10 for every 1/2-hour reading to his GoFundMe fund. So if you've been thinking about looking a little deeper into things, and set up an appointment with me, and 1st through the 15th, and part of those proceeds will be to go help Taylor Solderbeck.
So can they sign up on on your calendar?
Yes, on the
that?
square.
Okay.
Go to my.
I've got it on the screen. cherrydivine.com/services.
Yes, and that's the best way, because I know many of you have been wanting to go into further understanding about your questions and the directions and all of this. And this way, it also benefits somebody who's very, very important to me and who's in crisis. And now let's put prayers out for everybody who's going through something. Sending out prayers and love. And hey, thanks for joining Nancy and me today. We'll see you guys next Wednesday.
All right. Have a great Labor Day weekend.
Yes, we will.
Okay. Take care. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Bye.